The Newark Trust for Education, identifying and promoting equitable practices and policies for students. Trust Ed Conversations. This episode, Systemic SEL, Adult Practice, with Tiffany Newton. Hosted by Ronald Shaw Luis on.
SEL is a lifestyle. Tiffany Newton, I am a mother first, parent advocate. My goal is to empower as many parents and caregivers as possible, because a lot are just unaware of the power that we really hold as the number one shareholders. I recall, actually it was about the end of March in my children's elementary school. They just had it listed on the bulletin board. I was like, oh, what is this? I'm intrigued. I did not even know that this was a thing. I didn't know this even existed. Sign me up. And I actually shared it with as many parents and people that I knew. Like, please take advantage, guys. I think this might be life-changing. And it was 6 weeks, and it was 6 of the most powerful weeks of my life. The CASTLE method is used in the 5 core competencies, also accompanied with the 4 agreements. You know, we had homework weekly. You know, I love that we had a space that our children were there as well. So we actually had babysitting caregivers there on site. So there really was an excuse for anyone to miss this life-changing opportunity. And honestly, I can't say it enough. It really, through the course of those 6 weeks and really diving in, allowed me to identify where I myself can grow. We were taught to put your feelings in your back pocket, right? Right, just pull yourself up by your bootstraps. That doesn't matter. You just push through. And that is so counterproductive. It's so unhealthy. We weren't taught how to healthily identify, let alone express our emotions. Now having these tools, and I share them with anyone that I possibly can, and I will continue to. It really helps you master yourself. It helps foster healthy relationships. You know, because now you can have healthy boundaries. You cannot take things personally. Someone may just be having a bad day. So these tools that I now have in my toolbox is just propelling me even further than I can even imagine. We're talking about the unaware Tiffany, the unaware parent, the unaware person, right? So now the fully aware who's now integrated. I use these tools every day. First and foremost, I'm very big. I meditate. I do mindfulness. So I start my day before I interact with any other person. I pour into my own cup. If I do wake up, and you know, sometimes you just wake up on the wrong side of the bed and just like, oh wow, I'm as the kids say, I'm in my feelings. Wait a minute, why am I feeling this way? Is it something that I did, or is there something that I can control? Is there something that I can do better? So it may not necessarily be yours. So once I identify, wait, this is me. Did I have a thought? Did I have a memory? Did something make me nostalgic? Did someone trigger me? Because that's the biggest thing. A trigger is actually a gift. Most people take it as a negative connotation. It's a gift. When someone triggers us, it reveals to us what it is we need to heal about ourselves. So after I identify it, I express it. So once I identify, okay, hey, I might be angry. Why am I angry? Let me express this. I do my best to try to have a conversation with the person, right? So we can like hash it out and you're not carrying that on so it doesn't fester within you. Sometimes it's an inopportune time, you know, work. It may not be, you know, the best space to have that conversation in. So I write it down. I also record a lot on my phone. My thoughts, so I don't forget, so I know that I've expressed it. And then maybe later on, if I'm not able to speak to the person, I write it down, but I feel better. So that's a part of my self-regulation. So it's the self-awareness, then my self-regulation. What do I do to self-manage myself? Music therapy is real, Ron. After I identify it, I'm like, all right, let me shake that off. I put on my favorite 3 to 5 songs. I get to moving. I love to sing. And then I immediately feel better. Now, because you can't feel and think simultaneously, right? Either you're feeling or you're thinking, right? So now that I've come out of a place of being emotional, now I'm back to logic. How can I move forward in the proper, healthy way? Those are the things that I do daily. Even with my children, I have 3 daughters. I have a 23-year-old, so I actually have an adult daughter. I also have a 13-year-old and a 10-year-old. I sometimes have to be like, wait a minute, am I taking this personally? Or even when they argue amongst themselves, I have set boundaries that's not my issue. That's a sister issue. It's not a mommy issue, right? So it's even helped me in that boundary. So I utilize these resources every day. Or even if I see someone may come off a little rude to you, right? I don't take it personally because I know I didn't do anything. So you're like, oh, they must be going through something. Pre-SEL graduate Tiffany, I used to take everything personal. Like I just thought the world was against me, and now I don't. We're all going through our own internal battle, right? Between your mind and your heart, and we have 1.6 billion thoughts a day, so you never know what someone's thinking. So you don't take it personally unless they direct it to you. So that's helped me really come to a place of peace. Also help people mediate because I can hear better now, which boggled my mind. It's like, I now have the ability to be an active listener because I'm no longer taking everything personally. So I utilize it every day. When you're talking about someone's child, they may not necessarily be being level-headed. So that's when I interject, okay, let's take a breath, right? We'll take a breath. And then now, what is it that you want to express that you may not be in the right state to express? And then I'll step in. So that's what I do. I seize the opportunities. I observe. And I say, hey, you mind if I talk to you for a minute? What? And I never say what you should or could do because that's offensive. So that makes someone stop. Like, wait, you see me, right? I feel heard. And we all want to be seen, heard, and respected and feel valued. I also want to educate as many as possible to see where the need is. While we were all virtual, when the kids were being homeschooled, schools did a great job of SEL in that space. But now it was a buzzword that came and went. And it's so disheartening for me, for someone who knows the benefits, who is just screaming it to the rooftops, SEL is the key, please take it. I'm seeing the resistance in the realm of education of administrators and leaders and teachers themselves not seeing the benefit of it for their own personal life. And you can't really teach something that you don't, first of all, agree in or are well versed in. They require more training. It's just yet something else to put on their list of things to do, right? Oh, do you have something else? Because I hear the overwhelming from the teachers. I hear it. I see it. Something else to put on our plate. But they don't understand that SEL is the plate. Getting all adults to first see the need of it. The tools are there.